Appreciate it. What's going on, team? How are you? Welcome to the Degenerate Gamblers.
What's up, Hailey and Howie?
It's Hailey and Howie, man. Howie just got back from, look at the hair. The hair is a little wild today.
That looks good.
Just got back from Miami. Got back from Miami.
How'd that go?
You know what? It went well towards the end. The beginning was rough. Couldn't get out of here. Had to take a couple planes. Had to go from Newark over to JFK. Had a little food poisoning.
So you don't eat airport food?
It wasn't. It was at that Palm restaurant in Newark, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just feel bad for anyone that sat in rows 19 to 25 on that plane. You should have got your money back for that flight. I mean, I apologize profusely because it just got really rough there.
It got rough.
Yeah, but once we got to Miami, I hit the ocean, caught some rays, did a little TV commercial down there. You'll see it during the Super Bowl. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but look for...
Because you can or because you won't?
I really can't yet.
Okay.
But look for New York Giants backup Tommy DeVito, who did a hell of a job, man. That kid he's a natural. He's a good kid. I hope he sees run next year because he deserves it. Good kid.
We'll see.
We will see. Yeah,
we'll see.
But I think it's better than Daniel Jones. Jesus. Daniel Jones has had 4 years.
I think they're both pretty bad.
I don't think DeVito's had a chance. He got 3 wins.
Yeah.
He got 3 wins. What, the Giants have 5?
In a row.
He got 3 wins. And they took him out in the first half against New Orleans because he got sacked 5 times because they had no offensive line.
Yeah.
You got to give that kid a chance, man.
If not in the Giants, he'll go somewhere.
Yeah, I think
somebody will give him a chance.
I think he can play 10, 12, 13 years as a backup. Who knows?
Yeah, as a backup for sure.
Maybe he's a starter. But there's backups in the NFL that have made 6 figures.
Joe Flacco?
So, yeah. Well, Joe Flacco started at one point in his career.
At one point.
Was pretty solid.
All right, well, let's stick with it.
Let's stick with NFL. Last week.
Nuts. That was one of the first weeks where I felt in the playoffs that we got a good game almost every single game.
Great games.
I mean, even the Ravens, when they pulled away in the second half, the first half was still a really good game.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson just running-wise went off.
Yeah, which I called it. I was like, they're going to use him because they protected him in the pocket for the entire time. They were going to let him use his legs.
Yeah, and he did, man.
Yeah.
He was a beast. They couldn't stop him. When they needed yards, when they needed a first down, touchdown, he came through, which is why he's one of the best. And Baltimore's the favorite to win this thing right now, I believe, correct?
Yeah, they have to be. Because it's not the Niners.
Well, the Niners have pretty much been all year. Let's take a look right now. I'm looking right now. The NFL. Who's the favorite to win this whole thing? Championship specials.
No, it's going to be this game. We got to look at futures.
Yeah, I thought I just did. Popular. I don't know, man. Why can't I find anything when I'm trying to?
All right, let me look.
Player props, playoff props, parlay builder. I got all kinds of parlays and props for this weekend, by the way.
Of course you do.
All right, Super Bowl. Yeah, San Francisco is actually the favorite, 140, plus 140. Baltimore's plus 170.
Interesting. I do think if they play again, I think they'll beat the Ravens.
I'll tell you what, the best value bet on here, sprinkle a little bit on Kansas City at plus 450 for one reason.
Why not?
The NFL wants Taylor Swift in Vegas with her billion fans watching this thing. So don't be surprised if the NFL talks to these officials before the game and says, let's screw Baltimore. That's what they do.
All right, well, Chiefs-Ravens. It's at, 3 o'clock on Sunday. Spread is minus 3.5 for the Ravens.
Minus 3.5, Baltimore.
And the over is 44.5. Seems low. Seems like they know something that they don't want us to know.
It should be higher.
Yeah. The weather's going to be nice, I think.
You got Lamar Jackson and you got Patrick Mahomes, 2 of the best in the business. They run, they pass, they have weapons. 2 great tight ends.
2 best defenses.
Good defense.
They just put on so much pressure on the offensive line, so it's going to be interesting.
I'll give you a prop right now, and this is amazing. Listen, if each team playing this Sunday, all 4 teams, if each team just scores 2 touchdowns, it can be running, passing, defensive, anything. If each team scores 2 touchdowns, it's only minus 105. It's like even money.
Wow.
That's
That's gonna happen.
You would think. Unless someone gets shut out, you would think.
Yeah, it seems easy. I like that.
Here's another one. If each team scores 1 rushing touchdown, just 1. If each team has somebody run it in, it can be a quarterback, halfback, fullback, tight end can run it in. It's plus 500.
Wow.
That to me is the value bet. Because you would think each team, I mean, somebody on Baltimore's running one in, Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely. Same with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, you got Pacheco. You would think possibly hearing Mahomes run one in.
Yeah.
San Francisco, you're going to tell me Christian McCaffrey's going to stay out of the end zone?
Yeah.
He's definitely going to get one.
The Lions, definitely.
And the Detroit Lions have like 4 running backs. That's what they do. So,
I like it.
Yeah, plus 500
Seems safe.
for each team to score a rushing TD. So
what app was that?
That was on FanDuel.
Okay.
But I think a few more of them have it. They have to.
Got to scour a little bit. Sometimes they hide those good ones.
So who do you like between? Let's start with San Francisco. Let's start with the NFC.
I don't know, man. The Niners and the Lions. That's a game I'm more weary about, which is interesting because I'm sure people feel the other way. I think the Niners are going to win. Like, I know that, but I think it's more I'm weary about the over and the spread. Like, they're giving them 7.
Yeah, I mean,
they're giving the Niners 7 points.
7.5.
Is it now 7.5?
7.5.
Yeah,
it's a lot of points. Detroit had a good year.
I'm probably gonna take it too.
Take the over. Take the Niners.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the over's 51.5. That's also high, but the red zone touchdown success rates for these two teams are 67% all year. And last week, the last 3 games, the Niners were 70% and the Lions were 82%. So I see this going over.
You would think so. I mean, if Hoff has a decent game.
I mean, if anything, there's a lot of mismatches with these lines. So I honestly see Kyle Shanahan is just a very interesting play caller to watch. I think the Lions are going to end up bringing in another tight end, and they're going to play action, and I think they're going to put on a lot of points for these Niners.
They get good receivers.
Yeah, they do.
Jesus, St. Brown, and what's the other? What's the big tight end? He's a beast.
Debo?
No, for Detroit.
By the way, is Debo even playing? Do we know if he's playing yet?
We don't know yet.
He went through like a fake practice, but we haven't heard any word.
He hasn't announced it yet. But you look at some of the. I'll look at some of the receiving props. St. Brown, and then of course you got Sam Laporte, tight end. His yards are over 48.5. Man, you would think he would get more than that. I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, Detroit's got so many different people they throw to. St. Brown is 85.5. That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards. Of course, Christian McCaffrey just receiving is 34.5.
Really?
Yeah. Rushing, McCaffrey's 86.5.
Oh. Yeah, man.
I'll tell you the one I like. Brock Purdy. This is a playoff game. Brock Purdy's rushing yards, 7.5 yards. At some point in the game, things are going to open up, and he's just going to dash for 10.
7.5?
7.5. I like the over on that. I mean, I think he may be forced to do a rush.
Yeah, he's going to have to be.
I'll tell you what. I personally, the parlay I will play, I'm going to take the money line of San Francisco and Baltimore. I'll take the money line. It's minus 116 if both teams just win. Minus 116. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm doing that either way.
Of course, you get to the Baltimore Chiefs game. Baltimore is not a lock over Kansas City.
No.
Patrick Mahomes isn't bad in these spots.
You have to put some money on the Chiefs.
I mean,
even if it's just the spread, and I kind of like the Chiefs at plus 3.5.
Yeah.
I think that's happening either way. I think it's going to be a close game. And 3.5, I like that before it gets to 2.5.
Anybody who takes Baltimore and they end up losing this game, they're going to say, why did I bet against Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, exactly.
In a playoff game.
So they've gone head-to-head 4 times. Mahomes has beat them 3 times. And I think their total passing yards Mahomes has 378, and Lamar has 263.
And for the passing props this game, Mahomes is 243.5. That's the over/under. Passing, Lamar Jackson's 210.5. This is the one I'm looking at.
What's Mahomes at?
He's at 243.5 over/under passing. Now rushing.
I think he's going to be forced to run, so I'll take that under on
Mahomes.
Yeah, on passing yards. And what's the over/under for rushing?
Patrick Mahomes over/under rushing's 27.5.
Yeah, I like that over. I like the over for rushing. I like the under for passing.
Lamar Jackson.
But you know what? Mahomes is the kind of guy who's going to throw 90 yards out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Once and you're fucked. So
Lamar Jackson's over/under on rushing 67.5. That is a lot. But what do you have this weekend? About 100?
He had a lot.
67.5 Lamar Jackson running. Wow. Pacheco 63.5. I'm telling you.
But Chiefs has a good secondary though. So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get opportunities to run, but I don't think he's running for 20 yards.
No.
He's getting 10 here and there.
Yeah. But he does that 6-7 times. He's got it.
Yeah.
Look, who knows? This is scary. This could be a defensive game.
The Chiefs secondary are incredible tackles.
Yeah, they're solid. I mean, all year long, absolutely. Baltimore's got a great defense.
The Niners game is going to be a test of who has the better offense here.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs-Ravens is going to be who has better defense.
So, yeah, that's it. I mean, I have Baltimore and San Fran for the Super Bowl. I could be wrong.
Had that since week 5.
This is going to be interesting. But I do like each team to score a rushing TD. Each team scores a rushing TD that's plus 500. I'm definitely sprinkling something on that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And if each team just scores 2 touchdowns, that's minus 105. You just gotta hope for a final score of not. You can't. You don't want a 14-7.
All right. Well, I took Isaiah Pacheco over 63.5 yards. The last 3 weeks, he's had 97, 89, and 130.
He's solid. The Rutgers running back, man. No, he's solid. That kid runs hard.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of pressure with this Ravens defense on the Chiefs and Mahomes, and they're going to have to use Isaiah Pacheco to give Patrick Mahomes some room to breathe. It's just going to happen.
Plus, the game is in Baltimore. I think that's a nice home field advantage.
I also took Mark Andrews over 34.5.
I love him, man.
Comes back healthy this week. I mean, we're gonna see something crazy from him.
I mean, those are that game. Kansas City and Baltimore. You got the 2 best tight ends in the game.
Yeah, they're basically benching Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
Last week he had 8 rounds. 8 rounds. That's nothing, and they basically sat him in the entire second half.
He's getting old, man.
So
he's getting old.
I mean, the whole thing all season was they're gonna save OBJ for the post.
Yeah.
For the playoffs. And we haven't really seen that. That's what we thought last week. And then they benched him in the second half. So either they're really trying to throw us one and we're falling for it, or he's just not – they're not going to use him. So, I mean, throw a little money on the over for Pacheco, for Zay Flowers.
I'm looking right
Mark
now.
Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman. I like all of them to get a little bit more than they're tested to.
If you look at passing or receiving props for, let's see, these are look at headlines. Receiving props for Baltimore. Let's see what OBJ is. If he's even on the board here. Nothing. Can't find anything.
No, when I looked,
oh no, wait,
7.5?
22.5. 22.5. My bad. 22.5 yards. That could be one catch.
Yeah.
You would think
he's either getting 50 or he's getting 4.
Yeah, if he gets 4 or 5 routes, you might see him get 22. That might be worth spreading something on the over. I don't know.
It might be worth it if it happens, but I don't think it's.
I'm keeping it simple and stupid, man. Each team scores 2 rushing touchdowns. Each team scores 2 touchdowns, and I'll just take the money line parlay, San Fran, Baltimore. Hopefully those two see each other in Vegas. I don't know.
Yeah. Vegas is fun.
Yeah, Vegas is a good place for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I like to go out there during the opening round of the college basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's where I do my best work, in Vegas. Oh, yeah.
That's not what most people say.
Things get crazy.
Yeah,
Things get crazy out there. I get a little wild when we go to Vegas.
I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, geez.
I drove through it, and my friend, we were driving to LA, and he was like, "Do you want to stay and gamble?" I was like, "No, because the drinks are free.
Yeah.
And if we stay, then we're staying.
Yeah.
We have to be in LA like tomorrow."
Oh, okay.
So I was like, "Let me go back when I have days." Even though everyone says, what, 3 days is the
That's
most
enough.
you can do?
Yeah. I've missed some planes out there. Stayed an extra few days.
I missed some planes in some shitty places. So I'm sure I'd miss a flight in Vegas.
I go out for the NCAA tournament. You know what? Let's go right into college hoops. We're talking about the NCAA tournament. It's coming up quicker than we thought. Tonight is a very light slate. I'm only going to talk about 2 games tonight. But last week, oh my God, I was on a roll. I was like 18 for 20 last week, I think. I was on a roll against the spread. Tonight we have Michigan State, who's been playing a little bit better in the Big Ten. They're visiting Wisconsin. Wisconsin's -3.5, but that's home. Big Ten, that's a huge advantage. I like Wisconsin minus the 3.5 against Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans. Sparty. Go Sparty. The other game is you have the 2 Catholic schools. You got St. Joseph's in Philadelphia going to Ole in New York to play St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure's -2.5. St. Joseph probably has a better team, but St. Bonaventure, I think, has beaten them the last 10, 11 times in a row.
Oh, wow.
They own them. They're -2.5.
Why do you think that is?
It's just one of those things. It's a mental thing. Some teams just beat other teams. There's no reason for it.
Reputation.
Yeah, they just do it. And mentally, when you're going into a game, you're like, shit, they've beaten us 8 times in a row or 9 times in a row. It's tough to get out of that ditch. So I took the money line on both as a parlay. I took Wisconsin. I took St. Bonaventure. It's plus 160. That's a good value.
Nice. Plus 160.
And that's all I took tonight. Tomorrow there's a huge slate. A couple games I'll mention. You got Kansas going into Iowa State. Kansas has been the king of the Big 12 for the last, 50 years. And they're plus 3.5 going into Iowa State. Iowa State is probably going to thrash them. Kansas is overrated this year. They're not that good. They got beaten West Virginia last Saturday. West Virginia's terrible. University of Georgia, down to the SEC. They are going to Florida. They're plus 7.5. Let's stick with the dogs. University of Georgia's plus 7.5. They got a chance to actually win and beat Florida down in Florida. They play them tough every single year. A close game. I'm taking Georgia. In the game I love. This is a 10-unit game. You have Nebraska, who only has like 6 losses. They have a chance to make the NCAA tournament. Nebraska cannot be beat at home, and they can't win on the road. They have to go to Maryland. They have to go to Maryland tomorrow. Maryland's minus 3.5. That's probably a 10-point game. I think Nebraska gets thrashed. Yeah, I'll be that's a big, big game. That's my game of the week. Maryland beating Nebraska tomorrow.
You already hear Howie's game of the week.
Yeah, it really is. I like it a lot. So, as we go in right now, we're headed into February with college hoops.
Getting close.
I like right now Purdue is the favorite to win the national championship at plus 700. Houston second, plus 950. I actually like them. I don't like UConn.
Wow, college hoops is heavy plus.
Yeah,
Right from the top.
You got
there's 50,000
teams that can win it. But I do like my 2 teams right now leading the way. I like North Carolina. You can get them at plus 1,300 right now. And I like Houston at plus 950. You can get Tennessee at plus 1,500. Tennessee's got a good squad. They play on the road. The key is you got to find a team that plays on the road. Like I'm looking at Auburn. Plus 1,600. Forget about it. They'll get beat by a mid-major. They can't play on the road. They play well at home. Purdue has the best big man we've seen probably in decades. This kid, Zach Edey. He's 7'2", like 300. He's a beast. And that's the team to beat because they have the best big guy. They have good guards. But I do like Carolina. I like Houston right now as we enter February.
You ever watch women's basketball, college?
Sometimes.
I watched that LSU South Carolina game. It was on ESPN the other day.
Who won that game?
I think it was LSU. They upset.
Angel Reese?
Yeah. They upset
Angel Reese, who's making $1.2 million a year on NAL.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, and the chick from Iowa who got dusted leaving the
Caitlin
court.
Clark.
She was
That was crazy.
She was running out the court at Ohio State. You know, the first thing was everybody was tweeting like, "This bitch should be banned." Caitlin Clark ran into that girl.
Yeah.
That girl was running in a straight line.
Why do they let people storm the courts anymore?
But Caitlin Clark beelined it diagonal and drilled that shit. She just happened to be a big bone girl.
Why do they let people storm the courts or the field anymore? It doesn't make sense.
They should.
I was watching videos from I don't know, like the 60s, 70s of baseball, where after the World Series, fans would storm the field.
Yeah.
And people had to like struggle to get off the court.
Dude,
that's nuts.
If you look at the 1978,
like why it doesn't happen in professional sports? Why are we doing that in college sports?
If you Google 1978 Chris Chambliss walk off, when Chris Chambliss got the hit, Reggie Jackson was on second. Mm-hmm. Reggie Jackson came home. And he put like 3 fans right in the stands.
Yeah.
No, he went fullback.
That was one of the videos I was watching.
And he was just drilling.
He was running right to the dugout and just.
Yeah, you have to, man. I mean, they used to let the fans come out. It got kind of
That's
rowdy.
crazy. I think they stopped that in early 80s. Had to have been not long after that. But if you haven't seen that video, look up that video. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson literally lowers his shoulder and just like
drops.
Yeah, he drops like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Guys, these are professional athletes. Don't mess with them.
Even if they're baseball players.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of them are huge. Would you imagine getting in the way of like Aaron Judge or Stanton run? Well, Stanton probably you could actually get out of his way easily because he can't run.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
But Aaron Judge would hurt you. He'd hit you with a knee.
Did you see him last night?
Judge?
Yeah.
Where was he?
He was at the
Knick game? I was there.
No, that was a nuts fucking game, by the way.
It was best
I almost took them at +105 because I was like, there's something here, and then I didn't. They won by what?
The game was over in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were leading by 20 in the first.
I had good seats, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But no, Judge had his charity
event. That's me last night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you just made that face.
Yeah, last night, New York Knicks.
Crazy game.
I've been to a few games this year. We've won them all. I went Christmas morning. We crushed the Bucks. We played so good last night.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Played so well. And then
Dante DiVincenzo, he finger blasted Jokic right in the eyeball. Almost killed him.
He was bleeding.
Yeah, he was hurt. I didn't think he'd come back. Jokic's a beast.
Yeah.
He's from Serbia, man.
He doesn't give a fuck.
No, he's seen people
it's
get
like Jokic,
shot.
Great segue into Djokovic.
Yeah. Go ahead and we'll go NBA later. We're done with college hoops. Let's talk about tennis. Talk about the Joker. The Joker went down, baby.
Staying awake all hours of the night to watch these tennis matches. If you're not, you're missing out. I mean, they replay them again later in the day, but they're not the same. It's nuts. Jannik Sinner beat Novak Djokovic, and he was a heavy favorite. I think he was -2 something.
It might have been close to 300.
And I took Sinner, even though I didn't want him to win. I wanted Djokovic to win, but I'm not gambling with my heart this year. And I won like $90, throwing $25 on Sinner. I mean, he's playing the best tennis we've seen from him in 2 years.
He smacked Djokovic.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He won the first 2 sets, 6-1, 6-2. He lost the third set, and everyone's like, oh, this is what Joker does. He lives for this, for coming back. And he didn't. And it was crazy. Yeah. Djokovic, prior to this match, he was 10-0 in Australian Open semifinals. Yeah. And he was 10-0 in finals. So anytime he's ever gone to the semifinals, he's won. And those same years, he's won the finals. It's crazy. So Jannik Sinner, he looked so good.
Yeah.
He looked stronger. He looked quicker.
Yeah, man, that kid was on fire. He's got a chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and like I said, there was a couple names that I said a couple weeks ago when we were starting to get into Australian Open. Some of the names I said, obviously Djokovic. Then I said Sinner. I said Medvedev, Tsitsipas. He got out pretty early. But 2 of those guys are now going to the finals. It's going to be a Medvedev-Sinner final, and holy shit, I'm excited. Not to mention a comeback. Medvedev, if you know anything about him, he is the villain of the tennis world.
Oh, is he really?
People hate him, I love him.
I like him already.
When the crowd is against him, he turns to that. He loves it. He uses it for energy. And when they're booing him, he's like, all right, what? Come on, give me more.
He's like Jimmy Connors. He's like McEnroe back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Except he's not as physical. The McEnroe now is more of like a Nick Kyrgios who hasn't been playing, but He's one of the announcers this year, which is very interesting. It's like a fresh take to tennis announcing. But yeah, so Medvedev was down 2 sets and came back to win the next 3 straight sets. He had two tie breaks, and that was nasty. I think that went over 4 hours. But Medvedev, Sinner's 22 years old. He's never won a slam, which is one of the 4 biggest majors. So it's the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. So he's never won a slam, but he has 10 ATP finals to count. So ATP finals are like some of the bigger matches that aren't the slams. So like Madrid, Barcelona, Miami, Indian Wells, a lot of the other ones. And Medvedev has 1 Grand Slam to his name. It's the U.S. Open in 2021, I want to say. But he has 20 ATP finals. People keep saying he's been nipping at the heels of the big guys. He's lost to Joker a bunch in the finals. He's just really good, and he's just waiting for this breakthrough. He's one of the older guys, and by older guys, I mean he's 27.
Okay.
But he's number 4 in the world, or number 3, and Sinner's number 4. This is going to be crazy. I think the over for games is, let's see, I think it's 42. Let's see, hold on. I don't think I wrote it down.
Well, and I saw.
But the spread is -4.5 for Sinner. And Medvedev is a better player, but Sinner, he hasn't lost a set.
No, he's on fire.
He hasn't lost a set all open except for, the 3rd set against Joker. And it's just going to be nuts. If you don't throw some money on Medvedev, you're fucking crazy.
Toss a little at him.
Sinner, I think Sinner will win, and I think he'll win the spread, which in tennis they call the handicap, -4.5. I think he'll win. But if you don't throw some money on Medvedev, you're done. Like, you're done.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm throwing at least $20 to $50 on Medvedev just because the payout, he's +210.
Okay,
and
that's good. That's good value.
Yeah, and Sinner is -260, and his spread is -4.5, and that's -130. That's.
Speaking of value, man, what's the deal? My girl Coco Gauff got beat.
Who? By who?
I don't know.
Arena Sabalenka, the girl I told you to put money on 3 weeks ago. I listed 3 names.
Yeah.
And I said 1 is a long shot, and 2 are probably going. 1, the long shot, she went to the quarterfinals. She played really well. She's 16 years old. What'd you expect? Yeah. The other one, Rybakina, she lost pretty early. That was a major upset. And then the 3rd, who I said throw the most money on, Arena Sabalenka, is going to the finals, and she's going to fucking win. She's going to fucking win. She's playing
Sabalenka.
She's playing a Chinese girl. Last name's Zhang Qinwen. I'm not gonna butcher that any further.
No,
her last name's Zhang, and she's young and she's good.
I thought Coco Gauff had a chance.
Yeah, she did. Absolutely.
She was playing well.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it for her.
Maybe she'll get it when they come to Queens, the U.S. Open.
Yeah, Arena Sabalenka, take her spread, take her money line. This is her match to lose. I cannot wait for this 3:30 a.m. game on probably Saturday night.
3:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Holy
something like that.
Shit.
It's nuts because that's there like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. So you got.
I won't be sleeping this weekend, that's for sure.
Well, speaking of Grand Slams, tell us about the hockey world.
Oh my! If you didn't hear.
Speaking of Grand Slams.
Oh boy, a lady in London got No, I'm not going to say that. That's not funny.
She got Grand Slam. Something happened. Happened.
Eight hockey players at the juniors finals.
No, this is allegedly, right?
Sure, allegedly.
I don't know. I never played hockey, and I never gotten.
There's a lawsuit coming out, or allegations from a woman in London from 5 years ago. I think it's 2018, 2019.
Ooh.
She says that eight juniors hockey players, which is, before the NHL, the UHL, and then there's juniors and everything. 8 hockey players sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
5 of them active NHL players.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is you told me when this came out a few days ago, You don't see anything on the news.
No, if you look it up, it's not really there.
They're swiping this under. I'm sure right now somebody has probably stroked this girl a check.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I don't know. I mean,
it's crazy.
They requested that each player request indefinite leave of absences, which they all granted. And I don't know if they're all going to London. I don't know what they have to do for this. But honestly, if you look up NHL and then look at news, nothing shows up.
Yeah.
They're doing a very good job of brushing this under the rug. 2 of them are Devils players. One of them is very good.
2 of them are little devils.
Yeah.
You can't get involved in an 8-on-1.
Yeah,
you just can't, man. That's bad decision making.
And you know what? I bet you they thought they were in the clear because it was 5 years. I think the statute of limitations is 7 years. So
I mean, there's a lot of that shit going around. I'll tell you whose statute of limitations did not run up is like Vince McMahon from the WWE, Mr.
Oh,
I'd like to shit on heads. What is up with that moron?
that's crazy.
Ooh, yeah.
We're just talking about it. I don't know how much money it would take for someone to shit on my head.
Ah, God. I mean, I'd have to eat a lot of wings. There'd be a lot of alcohol involved.
A lot of chili.
Oh. No, it's crazy. Read something about Vince McMahon, and if it's true, which it sounds like that dude.
It's so specific.
He's a sadistic. If it's true.
It sounds so specific that I can't believe that it's not true. It's usually the
you
specific.
Gotta be so fucked in the head, man. Like
Have you ever shit on anybody?
No, God, no, myself.
Have you ever peed on anybody?
Myself. Myself after a good 2-day bender, but no, that's it. No, that's that whole bodily. Keep your bodily excretions to yourself, kids.
Yeah.
It's just you learn that.
Kids,
stuff.
old people, all of you.
Try to at least put a diaper on. I don't know what to tell you. That Vince McMahon, man. She just made my day.
We love bartenders.
One of the waitresses by a flash. It was pretty cool.
We love bartenders in the West Village.
Yeah. West Village is a great place.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're here, man. It's a fun place in New York City.
Yeah, it is.
It's so weird. I'm in Miami. I'm walking around. There's the beaches. There's birds.
Any aliens?
Beautiful. I didn't see any aliens, man.
I don't know. Some of the people that do a lot of work tend to look like aliens down there.
Yeah, they're illegal, though.
I'm not talking about that work. I'm talking about other work.
Oh. I don't know. I had a blast down there. It was good weather. It was pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
That's why there's a comedian on this show. But no, Miami's beautiful. The airport sucks. It's the worst airport in the country.
It looks like a mall.
It's so bad. So we're trying to find like something to eat on the, wait for our plane. They have a place in Miami. I shit you not. It's called the Bud Light Lounge.
Oh.
How do you have a Bud Light? It might as well be called the Pabst Blue Ribbon Lounge.
What, they have Bud Light seltzers, they have Bud Lights, they have like the flavored.
Dude, you walk in.
Lime.
You walk in, it's so nasty. They serve like a turkey sandwich, a burger. The burger doesn't even look like meat. It looks like mystery meat.
Is the turkey sandwich one of those packaged ones?
Yes,
for like
it's disgusting.
$15.
Yeah. So the guy brought out fries. I'm like, can we have French fries? Or can I have ketchup? Sorry, no ketchup. No ketchup. No ketchup. No, the Bud Light Lounge has no ketchup in Miami. I'm telling you, Miami Airport's a third world country, man.
No ketchup.
It was terrible. It really.
That's wild.
It was rough.
I've never heard it.
I've never been so happy to get back to Newark Airport, which actually
it's not bad.
No, it's nice.
Everybody shits on Newark. I love Newark.
It's got good restaurants, good bars, good sports.
Terminal C, that's where it's at.
It's the best.
Yeah,
that's where I was at. Terminal C. Man.
LaGuardia? Have you been to LaGuardia?
It's beautiful.
Okay, but you have to walk a mile to your gate. LaGuardia is like 3 miles.
When was the last time you were there?
Maybe a year ago?
Yeah,
year and a half ago?
You gotta go there now.
It's very pretty, but all the terminals, you know how like most terminals like here, and then there's like one here, one here, one here, one here. LaGuardia has one massive one this way, and this way. So you have to walk like 15 minutes if your gate's at the end. Sure, it's pretty, and there's all those fucking bullshit water fountains.
Oh yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like LaGuardia, man. I like Newark.
But I like Newark.
I don't like Miami.
Newark's easy to get to.
I like every
airport.
airport.
The Ubers are cheap.
Every airport in the country, but not Miami.
Yeah.
The beaches are nice, but not the airports.
Yeah.
So as far as hockey goes, I mean, who are the top 3 teams right now?
Oh, I don't know. They change constantly.
Rangers are still there.
They're up there.
The Rangers are still there, man.
Rangers, Bruins, the Avalanche are moving up. I mean, I don't know.
What about Florida? What about my Florida squads?
Panthers are good,
They're
but
always good.
They lost a couple games recently, breaking their streak. They were winning 14 in a row or 10 in a row, some crazy number, and then the Devils went to Florida and beat them. Granted, they did beat with a gangbanger, so I don't know how much that holds up. But yeah, the Devils. I can't talk about the Devils anymore.
I mean, the Devils are too busy. They got to stop with the.
It's not their year.
Yeah, well, 2 of them will probably be doing prison time for the next 7 years.
Yeah,
but
probably.
who knows?
But one of them wasn't even that good, so it's fine. It's fine.
So that's hockey. Hockey, that's.
We'll talk hockey a lot more in the next 2 weeks because we'll start to get to the All-Star game. We'll reach the middle of the season, and things will start to develop.
The NBA
Yeah.
is whacked right now. It's whacked.
It's crazy.
The Milwaukee Bucks just fired Adrian Griffin, their head coach. Who did they bring in? Everybody's favorite, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers. You can't kill him.
How old is that man?
He's like a Chucky doll, man. He keeps coming back. He's from a fireplace. Hell no. Doc Rivers will be back. He's coached. I don't know how many teams he's coached. He's coached everybody. But he's back coaching a very talented team with Dame Lillard, the Greek freak. Mm-hmm. They're just loaded.
It's so funny when Giannis doesn't play because you look at the odds and you're like, why are they like this? He must not be playing. And then they're like, oh, he's rested.
Bobby Portis' rebounds go from 7 to like 12.5. I love Bobby Portis. He's tough. But listen, last night I was at Madison Square Garden, and for the first time in probably 20 years, the electricity in that place, it's legit. Jalen Brunson's one of the best guards
you can feel it in the city, man.
No, man, the Knicks are no joke.
Yeah, you can feel it.
We blew Joker in Denver out of the gym.
Yeah.
We blew him out of the gym. We did it quickly. This team plays.
That was the defining factor of this season. Like, because everyone's like, are they something? Are they not?
It's real.
Last night was, oh shit, we got something here.
Here's the deal. This team plays defense. We play tough defense. DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. These guys, we just play tough D. We pass the ball. We just pass the ball. I watched you. People shit on Julius Randle, the big lefty. He's one of my favorites. I watched him. I got there early, and I watched him practicing. This dude went around. He made like 7 5-10-footers in a row. And he made like 7 15-footers in a row. Jeez. And then we watched him. He was taking threes. He made 8 threes in a row. All together, he made like 23 shots in a row. Julius Randle is nasty. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
And this team's playing like a team. We pass the ball. We play deep.
Yes, exactly.
We're doing this without Hartenstein right now, man. Achua comes in from Toronto. He plays great right now. OG Anunoby was the missing link we needed.
You've seen the evolution on how they play as a team. So we were talking about it earlier in the season, how they didn't feel like a collective group.
Yeah.
And now they're just coming together and they play well together.
If we stay healthy, I'll argue with anybody. We will make a run for the East.
Yeah,
Screw
I think
Boston.
So.
We thrashed Miami Christmas Day.
I mean, we know what the Celtics look like later in the season.
They don't do shit, yeah. We play the Celtics tough anyways.
Yeah.
So,
the
Philly.
Knicks play tough.
We
the other day, second row. Looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing
second
tough.
row, the Nets next. That's pretty sick.
In the West right now, you got a ton of
They
teams.
should have won that game, though.
Oh, that game?
Yeah.
You got a ton of teams in the West. You got Denver. You got, Sacramento came out of nowhere. They're playing well. Of course, the Clippers are the team to beat. The Clippers are just loaded. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard.
Every time they lose, I'm like, really?
James Harden. You got Russell Westbrook coming off the bench.
That's a team.
It's a team of beasts. Now.
Yeah. You only need 3, but they got 5.
Yeah, look, the bottom line is, if the Knicks can make it out of the East, they could beat that team because we play D.
Yeah.
We play defense.
They play hard.
So the NBA, this is one of the best years as far as top to bottom. There's 8-12 teams that are just tough. The Pacers are loaded right now. A lot of good teams. We'll definitely focus on that as the season goes on.
How about the Pistons?
Wow.
My dumbass put.
You could play for the Pistons.
Hey, I think they would be lucky to have me. I played varsity in high school.
Yeah, you could play point guard for the Pistons, definitely.
I put a couple of bucks on who they play recently. Timberwolves.
Did they?
I can't remember what I think it was. I put a couple bucks on them because they went down and then they fucking lost. And I was like, they've only have 5 wins on the season and they beat a pretty good team. Like
the Pistons go down a lot. They go down like that poor girl in England. Yeah.
I don't think she went down. I think
she went all over the place.
Yeah.
Sounds like
she went everywhere.
And you know what? I hope they find out what happened. And look, you're dumb enough to do something like that, you got to pay the piper, baby.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you're in the spotlight. Like, you're a nobody from Nowheresville.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get away with it when you're trying to, like, and what also, like, make that make sense. When you're a young kid trying to be famous as a hockey player and trying to get a contract, and you're in juniors, you're not even in the league yet, and you make these shitty mistakes, like, do you not think that these things are going to come back to bite you in the ass?
Well, it's like the kid from Houston. I can't remember his name. The guard from Houston last year, one of the best players in the NBA, beats the shit out of his fiance.
Oh.
He's done. He's done. You can't do that anymore, man. I mean, ask Ray Rice. Ray Rice tossed a chick into like another medium.
Well, what about Deshaun Watson? He can still do that.
Oh no, he never. Deshaun Watson never. He was not violent. Deshaun Watson was just a horny bastard. That's all he did. He was playing grab basketball, getting a massage all the time. And after 50 or 60 different girls, you're probably gonna get ratted out once or twice.
I'm gonna bite my tongue on that one.
No, he wasn't violent. He was just touchy-feely. You know, like, okay, I'm ready for my massage. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but like,
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Rub and tubs are.
Rub and tugs, you sit back.
Yeah,
you know, you think about the stock market.
Those women are sexually trafficked. Anyway.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah, I don't know about all of them. I knew this girl Missy one time in college, and she was, just making extra money to finish up her elementary education.
Not that this works anyway.
I think it does. We only got one.
Somebody commented, they're like, "Does the mic even work?" And I was like, I don't think
Jesus
so.
Christ, we're getting a studio.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yes, and we'll be rolling. But I mean, so I think that's it. I think we went over everything.
Yeah.
College basketball, college NBA, hockey, football, tennis. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave it there. I told you my lock tomorrow
I like that lock. I like it.
University of Maryland at home, beating the piss out of Nebraska. You heard it here. Back up the truck, baby, and let's bang. Peace out, guys. Until next week. Oh.
He broke another hip.